here to celebrate the launching of a book which has been a part of my life, part of my heart, and part of my belief. The book Turks and their cultural legacy in Egypt has been an idea which has endured for long years. I'm honored to have these distinguished members of the Egyptian society, Honorable Minister of Saudi Arabia, Honorable Secretary General of the Arabic Excellencies, former Prime Minister Dr. Hijazi, and these celebrated figures of arts and letters in this country. The big rock or a small ring in a long history, chain of history, which started in the mid-9th century, when Turks first came to this wonderful land, the land of great civilization, the Nile Valley. Turks came here in the mid-9th century. First, government sent by the Abbasid Caliph, and then the Ptolemies, Khimshits, and since then, with the exception of the Fatimids, almost all the dynasties were either Turks or related to Turks. I have alluded to this in some of my works, and I spoke about how intercultural and social interaction between Turks and Egyptians happened in the history, how they influence each other. But when I came to realize that it was only in the 19th century that this influence became more vivid and more visible, I noticed that it was due to a new phenomenon, which is the building up of a modern society, centralized government, and then the governor of Egypt, Mohammed al-Pasha, he is the one who, though he was trying to be independent from the Ottoman Empire, he is the one who forced this, or at least this is how it worked. I have been associated with this work for 40 years. 1962, I started thinking of this. I was a young man, university student, but feeling being between two cultures, between two worlds, where you feel the relationship, the interaction between the two worlds, you feel that your duty to history, a sacred duty to history, to record that and to research that. This is how the idea was came, and I have been working for this since a long time. I have been working to collect data, information, and I think I managed to throw some light. I cannot claim that this is the place, but I can say that this book, which speak about the cultural patrimony of Turks in Egypt from the beginning of the 19th century to the middle of the last century, 1.5 century, traces the genesis of this influence and shows that in administration, in military, in social life, in music, in architecture, in calligraphy, in culinary culture, in cuisine, there have been huge effects. I tried to trace this. My approach was more empirical than anything else, because I went through books and periodicals printed in this country, and through archival material. And I can say that there has been, since the beginning of the 19th century until recently, 671 Turkish books printed in this country. And about 64 periodicals printed in this country. And the first periodical, Turkish periodical, or Islamic periodical, any periodical, any newspaper in the world, the Muslim world, was first printed here in this country in 1828. issued Waqa'a Muslim. And Waqa'a Muslim was printed in both Turkish and Arabic. After a few years, the Sultan of Istanbul emulated Mehmed Pasha and started to produce the Ottoman Waqa'a. So you can see the relationship between Istanbul and Cairo developing. Mehmed Ali, being an Ottoman officer, he was under the influence of the reform movement there, and he started his reform movement in this country, taking the Turkish or the Ottoman model in Istanbul. But in certain places, though he was emulating Istanbul, he managed to achieve more progress and to be more advanced than it was the case in Istanbul. This is why, with his modern army, built on conscription, he defeated the Sultan. And this is how, when he started establishing the printing house, after 1 century, exactly 1 century after the first printing house in Istanbul, he managed to produce much better quality of books, where these books, Turkish books as well as Arabic books, found better market in Turkish, for instance, and Istanbul particularly. So we can speak here about an Ottoman Egyptian paradigm pattern, which started relating to the Ottoman Turkish pattern, but developed in a different way. I think this is one of the outcomes of this research. Another point, it shows that during the time of Muhammad Ali Pasha, the influence of the interaction between Turkish and Arabic culture in this country was more influential than it was in the previous period of Ottoman rule. Because of the establishment of modern schools, modern bureaucracy and army, and using Turkish as official language inside Arabic.